Now back to Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis.
Welcome back to Inside West Virginia Politics. In the upcoming legislative session, there will be a bill aimed at lowering the prices of insulin for diabetics.
West Virginia, unfortunately, has the sad distinction of having the highest rate of diabetes in the nation. Recently, a group from the Mountain State traveled to Canada to buy much cheaper insulin, and we want to introduce our digital reporter, Erin Noon. She went along on that bus ride, and let's watch her story.
It's a scene seen time and again across the Mountain State. 24 people climbing aboard a charter bus. In a state known for its wild places and colorful falls, you see it happen every day. But these are not tourists. These are people looking for cheaper health care. They are headed from West Virginia to Canada for insulin.
Going to show the American people that something must be done to make insulin more affordable for all Americans.
And so these Americans headed for Canada. Each year, approximately 13,000 people in West Virginia are diagnosed with diabetes. The Mountain State currently has the highest incidence of adult diabetes in the nation. Living with this disease isn't easy. Special diets, constant monitoring of blood sugar levels, and the need for insulin. Since the 1990s, the cost of insulin has increased 1,200%. In the early 90s, a diabetic could get a month's supply of insulin for $6 a month. Today, that same supply will cost you $735. State delegates in West Virginia are pushing for a law to put a cap on insulin copays to make the life-protecting drug affordable again.
You know, my mom works a full-time job and I work a part-time job, and I'm in high school and I take college classes and I have to work just to pay for my own medicine.
Roxy and his mother boarded this bus at 5:30 on a cold Sunday morning in Morgantown to buy less expensive insulin in Canada. 7 hours each way. A long trip to cross the border, clear through customs, and drive to a predetermined pharmacy in Ontario, Canada, where these West Virginians didn't even need to show a prescription. For all on this caravan, the trip was well worth the time.
For the Lantus and the Novolog that I got today, for a 3-month supply, it's like $758. And here I paid $311, which saved me like the $444.
The reason we're doing this is we want to pass legislation in West Virginia. We are doing this to make a point that it's crazy that you have to go to another country to get something that you cannot survive on.
If West Virginia passes this bill on insulin price caps, it would make it the 3rd state in the U.S. to do it, along with Colorado and Illinois.
And the preoccupation that we have with our blood sugars and the emotional stress that causes us, the anxiety. So when you add that, and the anger that comes with having that responsibility, and you add that to the responsibility of having to pay more money, it's just another level of anxiety that affects your health.
The hope for all here is that they would no longer have to leave their country for another country to stay alive. In Morgantown and Canada, Erin Noon, 13 News, working for you.
And once again, we're joined now by Erin Noon, who actually went on the trip. Tell us a little bit about some of the people who you got to meet on your way to Canada.
I got to meet a whole great deal of people. A lot of people who are affected by insulin prices, who can't afford their medication. There was a mom and her son, a type 2 diabetic. Her name was Judy. She actually saved $444 on her insulin for a 3-month supply. And then Barbara Fleischauer, who is a delegate here in West Virginia. She was the one who kind of organized the whole thing, and she was there really campaigning for this new bill that she's pushing. So it was very interesting. Lots of people, a large array of people actually that were there. So it was very interesting. A lot of fun.
I've got to ask you from a personal standpoint, and you and I have talked about this before. We are both diabetics, and you take insulin, I take Trulicity. Tell us on a personal gut level what this was like to see this, because you live it every day, and you have to deal with not only the disease but the prices.
Yeah, I feel like as diabetics we have a lot of stress on our plate already. You know, you have the daily struggle of keeping your sugar at a good point, and you know, when you add the stress of high prices to all this, it really does, you know, affect you. So it was so good to see people saving money. It's like changing their lives, and it's just unfortunate that you do have to go to a different country to get these lower prices and everything. But yeah, it definitely was a personal, close to home for me.
Yeah, it does.
Well, and obviously we're sitting here, both of you guys deal with this, and I talked to one boy and his mom had said, I worry about him growing up. I worry about him having the right insurance that will take care of this. Are these kind of the stories that you're hearing too, that this really affects a lot of people, yourself included, and it's a lot more than just having to worry about that one bill, that 1 month?
Right. It's a tremendous, you know, deal for someone struggling.
Well, we know people that make that decision. Do I buy food or do I buy insulin?
Right.
And people who have tried to ration their insulin have died in doing so. Mm-hmm. So it's a very dangerous thing to do. So don't do that. But it's part of the story. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to watch all of our reports, Adrian did one too, and Aaron, WOWKTV.com. You can put in the search box Insulin Caravan. Great job in the story.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it was such a powerful story.
Thank you. Thanks you guys for having me.
You're welcome. We'll be back with more of Inside West Virginia Politics after this break.